Hello. Happy Thursday? I think today's Thursday. I don't know. I don't know why I can't. This week has been like kind of a crazy week with. I don't know why I can't. My hair's all crazy. Whatever. I don't know why I can't. Like, this week has been weird with me figuring out what day of the week it is for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, happy Thursday. I think it's Thursday. I was on the phone. I have my friend that is one of my dearest and closest friends that I literally talk to every single day. I'm sure you have a friend like that. And she calls me every morning, and I probably talk to her like, I don't even know how many times a day, probably 10 times a day. And we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about really funny stuff. We talk about some really serious stuff. We talk about stuff that's on our heart, stuff that we're going through, all the things. I'm sure you have a friend like that too. Anyway, today we were talking about mindset, which is something that is always on my mind. No pun intended. And talking about old ways of thinking versus new ways of thinking, like how we look at situations today versus how we used to, and old ways we used to behave versus how we do now. One of the things we were talking about was, just as an example, how many of you guys have been to, like, for work, been to like one of your annual kickoff things where they go up and they show people, they like recognize all the big producers and all the people that are, did amazing that year, the top producers, the people that want, how many people have sat there at those things and seen these people that get up on stage and think to yourself, I will never be that person. I'll never be the person that's up on stage, that's doing the things, that's getting the awards. I'll never be that person. So I used to think that way. And I don't know, whatever industry that I was in, it would be the same thing. And so, and anytime I'd go to those things, I'd always kind of shrink back, which it's funny because I'm not normally that kind of person. But if you get me into a big setting with a lot of people, that's kind of what I do. I turn into a wallflower, which is so bizarre for me to say because I'm not. I'll go up and meet strangers and be like, hey, whatever. I don't really do that to strangers. But anyway. So old ways of thinking. I used to sit in the audience at these kickoff events or conferences or whatever, and sit there and look at those people and think to myself, I'll never be the person who's up on stage. I'll never be the person sorry, my hair's bugging me. I'll never be the person who is getting the awards or whatever. That would never be me. And if I were up on stage, what would I say? Nobody wants to listen to what I have to say. So I was recently at a conference and was sitting there very quietly, taking everything in, listening to everybody that spoke. I was only there for a day and a half because I didn't want to turn that volume down. I didn't want to, I just wanted to take everything in. Normally when I go to these things and I'm sitting there writing feverishly and taking all the notes, but I'm not really present. And so I really wanted my experience to be different this time. And so I was sitting there soaking everything in, listening to everything everyone was saying. And the thoughts that were different for me this time were that I will be on that stage one day. I don't know when. I'm going to be on that stage. I'm going to be up there sharing my own story, my own life. I'm not even going to be scared because I reached a point in my life where I believe in myself. I don't care what other people think about me, and I know that sounds kind of callous, but I really don't. I spent my entire life trying to validate myself and get validation from other people, and always wanted people to believe what I had to say. And I don't even know why. I just never felt like anybody, I don't know. Whatever. It's just childhood stuff that we all grow up with, whatever it is. We don't feel like what we say is important or really impacts anybody else. And so I'm changing those old ways of thinking, because I don't think that way anymore. And if I'm too much, that's okay. If I'm not and you want more, well, come on. But anyway, so again, my point in saying all this is that today I feel very different about my message, what I want to portray to other people, how I really would love other people to see me. But again, I have no control over any of that. You're going to see me how you're going to see me. What's interesting today versus how I used to be is, like I said, thinking about seeing myself up on stage and knowing it's a mindset. It's changing my mind from thinking one way of myself over the way that I used to think. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because over the last year that I have been on this journey of my own, what's changed is how I feel about myself and how I put myself out there to other people. And the message that I tell myself, where before I used to shrink back and think, oh, I'll never do this, I'll never do that. I don't think I'm important or valuable or anything like that. Today, I feel that I am. More importantly, I feel that way about myself. I'm not really concerned about what other people think about me, which is freedom for me. But I have been doing so much personal development in the last year, and more of it has, yes, a lot of it has to do with my weight loss, but it also has to do with just the people that I'm around every day. The people that I have Zoom calls with every single day, literally every day. It has completely changed my life. I went from being with people that, in workplaces that, in the sales environment where you are constantly put down. It's like, what's in it for me? Like, I want you to go out and produce for me. I want you to go out and being in sales, that's the way it is. You're always more valuable to someone based on how much you can produce for them. And that's not how I operate. So I'm not driven by numbers. I'm not driven by what rank is. I'm not driven by any of that. Trips, those things don't drive me to do well in my business. What drives me are the relationships that I cultivate. I've always been a relationship builder my entire life, and that's important to me more than anything else in this world. I don't care what rank I have as a health coach. I don't care what achievements I've made, because that's not important to me. What I want to do more than anything in this whole world is help you change your mindset and work with you on building your own self-esteem and your own self-worth, and helping change your mindset, your old ways of thinking, and how maybe you didn't feel like you were worthy of XYZ, or believing in going after relationships that are unhealthy for you because you don't feel like you're worthy of having a relationship that is good and positive and full of love for you. Taking care of your body because you don't feel like you're worthy of taking care of your body. And that's all that subconscious. That was me. It didn't even dawn on me until after I started this program that my self-worth and my health were tied into all one thing. So that's been a big, huge thing for me. Self-worth. So today I can see myself sharing my message to other people, for those who want it, and I'm okay with those who don't. I'm not tied up in likes or comments or whatever. I mean, if you see anything that I'm saying and you take it as a value, then reach out. If you don't, that's okay. I don't get my feelings hurt about it. I don't. But I just want to show you how worthy you are. of having all of the things you want in your life. Every single solitary thing. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a loving relationship, if it's a healthy body, if it's a healthy mind, if it's teaching, I don't know, whatever it is, teaching yourself that you're worthy of the things that you want. That is something I have been, has been super concentrated for me in the last year, year or so. That's all that's been on my mind. And it's been more self-work than I've done my whole life, and I've done a lot. So anyway, that just occurred to me this morning because we were talking about that kind of thing. And like I said, never in my life had I ever thought I would ever see myself on any stage anywhere, because I've always felt like I'm super awkward or dumb, or nobody really cares what I have to say, or people are looking at me because I'm weird or whatever. I don't sit and think about those things anymore. It's not important to me. I feel like I am touching other people's lives, and that's my goal. Every single day, I want to touch anybody's life and help bring a positive impact to them. So if you have liked anything I've had to say, if you're curious about what the heck I'm talking about, if you are interested in helping change your mind, or you don't even know what that would look like, if anything I've said at all, whether today or any other video that you've seen me do, let me know, because I would love to talk to you. This has been the most rewarding, most life-changing year of my life. And I've had some really hard, really hard, painful stuff happen this year. I've had some really good stuff happen this year. I've developed some incredible relationships with people, and have let go of ones that are not serving me anymore, and I'm good with that. It's important for me to have people in my life that are going to be moving in the same direction. Lovingly let go of the ones that aren't, and that's okay. But growth as a mom, growth as a spouse, growth is everything, everywhere in my life. There's so much growth and change everywhere I look. So, like I said, if you are interested, if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, if you're curious, if you just want to say hi, you know how to find me. I told you I have my silly YouTube channel that I'm moving all these live videos to, because I just want to make them easy for people to find, because I'm going to be putting recipes on there. I'm going to be cooking more stuff and putting it on there. If you are interested in watching any of my shenanigans, well, that's going to be a good place to watch it. So I'm going to put in the comments what my YouTube channel is. If you're interested, if you're not, I don't care. It's fine. You're not hurting my feelings. It doesn't make any difference to me. Like I said, my life doesn't revolve around likes and comments and how many people are liking everything I do. It doesn't make my world turn around. So anyway, thank you. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday, because I think it's Thursday. It's Thursday. And if you want to reach out, just send me a private message, and enjoy. Bye-bye.